Hey Switchheads, how's it going? Kanan here and welcome to my review of Snake vs Snake. And before we get into it, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. You'll be doing the channel a massive favour and also be updated with all the latest reviews and updates that I have on my channel. Also consider joining the community Discord. Come for the chat, stay for the streaming. And with that all said, let's get into the actual game itself with a gameplay. And so if that publisher over there looks kind of familiar, well, it should do if you've been watching my videos lately. We are, yes indeed, talking about the same brilliant mind that brought us the great Super Jumpy Ball and the recently released Total Arcade Racing. I'll link them both down below so that you can check them out if you haven't already. So on to Snake vs Snake then. First off, this is a single player and also a multiplayer game, and it also has leaderboards, which is very useful for obviously challenging and, well, challenging yourself against others around the world. And also you can see your friends list down there and see how they're also getting on, whether you're thrashing them. In this instance, I'm not. And so in the pure single player mode, we have endless mode, which basically is kind of like how it used to be back in the day on your little Nokia phone. This is Snake in its purest form. You're in an arena, you collect the fruit, and your snake gets bigger until such a point where, well, you run out of space and you run into your own tail. Yum yum. And then we have level speedrun, which basically each level is different from the last, and you basically have to collect the fruit, and once all the fruit are collected, that's the end of the level. You move on to the next, and levels hardcore is pretty well the same, except a bit more hardcore-ish, as in the actual snake moves, to my mind, a lot faster, and that makes it harder. And if that wasn't enough for your $3.99, well, let's move on to the multiplayer. And basically there's several different actual modes here. All can be played with other players, or if you fancy, on your own. And yeah, some of them are actually decent just playing on my actual own with bots. But trust me, if you have any friends round or anything like that, or any family members, in my case my wife, to play against, then it really starts to shine. And so battle mode is, well, it says it's a battle mode. Basically it's set in an arena and you have all these different powers. So once you actually pick up a fruit, and then that fruit kind of like gives you the power to, well, release a bomb, slow everything down, fire a single shot bullet, and things like that. It will even turn you invincible. I do enjoy this mode because every single game that you play of it is different, because obviously, you know, you're not getting the same weapon or, you know, perk every time you play. Next up is battle mode arena, which is basically battle mode, but it's kind of like set more into an arena, i.e. there's obstacles in your way and the like. And then we have tail runner, possibly my favourite mode out of the whole lot. I really do love this mode, it's so good. I think it's mainly because obviously you have to really think in this one, because you're just expanding everything as you go along, and that means not just thinking ahead of yourself but also ahead of your opponents as well, in order to stay in the match. And then we've got the lovingly named Pew Pew, where basically all you get is the like little bullet type power-ups, which kind of like turns the actual game into Snakes meets the old Wild West. And Pew Pew Tailless is basically the same as Pew Pew, except you are just the head of the snake, which is a bit weird, but it means that you can move backwards and forwards as you wish, which kind of opens up a few more moves that you can do during the actual play. It also makes it really awkward and hard to actually hit the other players, which obviously then changes your tactics to play this mode. And then lastly on the roster we have the customization part of the game, where you can just match in whatever you actually want as your game mode. Whew, and that's your lot. And yeah, for $3.99 I think that's pretty reasonable, don't you? And again, it's taken a simple concept that we've all seen before and basically turned it on its head and just given you so much extra value for your buck, or pound if you're in the UK. Graphically, well, it's Snake, isn't it? I mean, there's not really that much that you can say about this without going into actually using full rendered snakes to do it. Although that would be quite interesting. This actually serves its purpose. It's nothing great. It's very kind of retro looking, and yeah, that's about it really. Sound wise, again, it's quite basic, but kind of like what I expected. It has a few, or at least one or two nods to the original, which I kind of liked, and if you're kind of aged around my age, you may even pick them up. The music has that lovely retro, almost actually the old mobile phone style type sound to it, and yep, that is kind of like genius, instead of putting something really modern and, you know, up to date in there. The good, I think it captured its source material type feeling really well. The amount of modes is again spot on without going too far overboard or, you know, too less. I think they've actually really captured the right amount here and done something truly unique with some of them. I also feel that the pricing of $3.99 is pretty well priced correctly. The bad. Anything really I put here would be nitpicking. What would be absolutely brilliant would be an online actual mode where I get to battle people that, like my friends and all online. That would be cool, but I know that it's not really that easy to do. The score. I don't really need to think about this one. It's going to be a 3+. It's a really enjoyable game and I've had loads of fun, and it's the sort of thing again that I can put away, and when I have some friends coming over or we just want a family fun game, we can drag it out and just play it straight away. And so what do you think of Snake vs Snakes? Are you going to be picking up, or is it just one that you're going to let slither by you? Let us know down in the comments. After all, that's what they're there for, and consider hitting that like and subscribe button if you've enjoyed any of my content here or any of my past content. If you haven't already, feel free to go and check them out. Also feel free to come and join us in our community Discord, link down below. Come for the chat, and also feel free to join in any of the streams that we do during the week, because life is better when we switch together.